Welcome back to Yangon. We are here for the first match between Tokyo Verdy Beleza and Suwon FC of Japan and Korea respectively. And then later we will watch the match between the DPRK and ISPE, or Naegohyang and ISPE, who are from Myanmar. From Naegohyang's perspective, as long as they win this match, they're pretty much guaranteed to get to the quarterfinal. Although, if Suwon wins, then if Naegohyang has a good enough goal differential, they do still have the potential to win the group, or they could fall down as far as third, even with a win. It really just depends on how all of the goal differentials shake out. But in any case, I think that because they're a strong third, basically the two best third place teams go on to the quarterfinal, since there are only 3 groups. I believe that they're pretty much, as long as they win today, guaranteed a spot in the quarterfinals. So it's just going to be seeing these last 2 matches, and I look forward to it. It's been a long week and change for me here in Yangon. Battling sickness, battling logistical issues, battling closed places. It's been really hard adjusting to life here, but you know what? I'm going to enjoy my last night, and I'm really looking forward to this football, getting back home, getting these videos up on the net and everything like that. So without further ado, we should be arriving at the stadium very shortly. Welcome back to Tawana Youth Stadium. Yeah, so this is the Tokyo Suwon match, and the security guards don't really know what to do with me. They were indicating that I should go to the Suwon section, but after how fervently I cheered against their team last time, I don't think I would be received well there. There's a group of maybe 5, maybe 10 people from the ROK there, and I was just like, I don't want any conflict. If they hear me speaking Korean, they could be like, oh, why are you cheering for the North, blah, 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 So I just wanted to avoid that altogether, so I'm sitting way over here on the side, and I think the neutral Myanmarian section, they let me sit here, so I'm like, I think that's best. They wouldn't let me go into I figured, the Tokyo section would be okay, just because it's like, people from Japan, they don't really care, but they wouldn't let me in, so I'm just like, okay, I'll sit over here, whatever. So this I'm just kind of gonna watch this match. Hopefully, once this match is over, go down to see Naegohyang enter the stadium and see if we can find the people from the embassy to give us the VIP ticket. I might have to wait quite a while for that one. I'm not sure, but anyway, yeah, so we're about, I'd say, 20 minutes from the start of the match. They've already got the flag out ready for the introductions. They've got the scoreboard up. The pre-game practice has ended. So the atmosphere is tense, because they're all battling for positioning. You obviously want to play the quarterfinals on your home turf. Both these teams still have the potential to do that. So they're going to be fighting for first place. It should be a really exciting match. If history has told us anything, it seems that Tokyo has the upper hand, but I would say that there's a small chance of a Suwon upset, just from what I've seen as just someone who's watched the matches. So anyway, well, I guess there's maybe. Actually, there's a great deal of Japanese fans arriving just now. Look at that. There's quite a few children, actually. That's probably why they didn't want me in there, is because there's just so many. But yeah, if there's a huge number of children fans coming, I don't know, from a local school or from if they came all the way from Japan itself. Yeah, it looks like Tokyo's going to have a major cheering section. And then there's a bunch of players or something over there in the VIP section. So we've got a crowd. And then, with the ROK, there's just the few VIP guests and the handful of fans. I think, in the midweek game, there was just one fan, but now they've got like 5, 6, 7 because it's a weekend. It's a Saturday. So they might have flown out on the Friday flight, coming back on the Sunday flight, something like that. It's not too terribly expensive, but yeah, so It's really nice weather. Almost, there's a few clouds, but not many clouds in the sky. It's, I don't know, little bit cloudy, but just absolutely gorgeous weather. Shouldn't, not too hot, and we should be in for quite the nice day of football. So we'll see you at halftime. Halftime tied, 0-0. Not really much to say. I mean, at first it felt like Tokyo was dominating the ball. They were just kind of like really conservatively passing it in their half of the field. And then Suwon got a few breakaways. They had 2 or 3 really good shots at goal, but in the end, nothing really came of it. I assume it'll get a little bit more intense as the match goes on. But if they tie, that means that if Naegohyang wins, Naegohyang is basically assured second place and advancement. So, you know, I'm cool with the tie. I think a Suwon win would be better for us because that would give us more, you know, opportunity to get to first place. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's kind of hard to see how it's all going to shake out until it's over. But yeah, I mean, that's the situation so far. And yeah, I don't have a lot more to report. The Japanese students were saying ganbare. The guy with the Suwon drum was drumming his beats for a while, but you know, and a few of the local fans were doing some shouting, but really not much to report or say. Kind of a clean, basic tied first half. We will see how it develops. Well, that was a tie. I just watched a tie. I felt like the second half had maybe the same amount of chances as the first, and in the end, it just was not that aggressive. It was just really, you know, ho-hum. I mean, a couple of players got injured, but I mean, it didn't really seem like either team wanted to win this match. I don't know why, because I think Suwon would have had a better chance if they had won, you know, to get to the next round. But I guess they assumed that they're not going to be the weakest third place when the DPRK wins the second match today. The Japanese fans were a little bit more active during this half. I heard them sing, you know, ganbare, ganbare, or Beleza, ganbare, you know, like you can do it, go Beleza, you know, that type of cheer. And now all the Japanese fans are actually gathering down towards the end of their section to kind of just greet the players. But yeah, you know, I mean, it was just didn't seem to be a match that either side wanted to win. All right, well, they're going to do their big bow to the fans, so we've got to show that. If I get that VIP ticket, I don't think I'm going to actually do any filming in the VIP area because, you know, if we're going to sit together, I don't want to make the DPRK delegation uncomfortable. But I will report on it after, and I will get a few snippets of video with my phone camera. And anyway, I don't anticipate it being a very competitive match. ISPE has failed to win so far, and they've really just seemed desperate to defend their own goal more than anything else. But you know, the local fans are beginning to file in for the match, which kicks off about 2 hours from now. And yeah, you know, it's cooling down. It's becoming evening, and we'll see you in a bit. "25 minutes to kick off, and I'm still waiting for the DPRK delegation to get here. I think they get here, if I remember last time, maybe like 10 to 15 minutes in advance or right on time. So hoping I can catch them on the way in, standing by the VIP entrance. As you can see, most people are in. The excitement's here. I just hope they come. If they don't, then worse, I just missed a couple of minutes and I just head to another end of the stadium. But still hoping they come. It would be cool to get a VIP seat. Yeah. So it's going to be hard to tell you what just happened, but the DPRK delegation, who I found out were from the embassy, they came in around 15 minutes prior to kickoff. They gave me the ticket, they let me in, and I got to sit in their cheering section. There were 3 men with the football team, and then there were just 5 in the embassy, and I'm pretty sure it was just one family. I'm not sure. It seemed everyone was over 40 except for the one daughter who was there. So there were like 4 people over 40. So it really wasn't, and I don't think any of them were particularly football fans. So it was kind of a subdued cheering atmosphere, but I mean, we kind of knew we had the advantage anyway. I heard at halftime we had 77% possession, so it was really just a total blowout. I mean, we won 3-0. It could have been 4-0 if we had. If there wasn't an offside call at the last second, there was a very near penalty call as well. But, really, we just dominated. The nice thing about sitting with the delegation was that, one, I wasn't crowded in around a bunch of raucous local fans. I mean, I love the local atmosphere. It was also nice to be around fans of your own team, and I got to talk to them. She talked to me about, I talked to her how expensive university in the ROK was, and she talked about how in the DPRK, everything was free, et cetera, et cetera. And I just nodded to that. And, they'd been living there for about 2 years in Myanmar. They said they liked Myanmar, but they ultimately thought that the DPRK was better. And, we just kind of had some small talk like that. They asked, what I did. I said I was a researcher. I lived in the ROK, things like that. Basically, the result of the game is we're second place. We're definitely going to go to the quarterfinal. Unclear as to whether we're going to be a home or away, since we have a strong second place. But if we're home, it'll be hard for me to go to the match. But if we're away, it might be easier. So it just depends on who's it going to be. I mean, honestly, if it was China or Japan, it would be easiest for me. So I'm kind of rooting for that, just because it's easy to get to, right? But anyway, it was a fantastic match. After the match, what was crazy is that I was let in the exclusive section. Well, there were just tons and tons of Myanmarian fans, like cheering on the Myanmar team, cheering on the DPRK team, and lots of the Myanmarian fans just wanted to high five the DPRK team. Is totally different from Laos, where there was just absolutely nobody. But because I was behind the security barrier, I got to, basically greet some of the players. I got to greet the coach. I didn't say anything of substance. I just kind of said hi. And then, they were taking a photograph. I snuck in. I said, hey, please take a photograph with my camera. And so I'll put it on screen now. Here, I actually got a group photograph with the team, which was super cool. I mean, I'm sure I'm looking super geeky or weird in it because, I don't know how to look in photographs. But I was just like, yes, I got my photograph with Naegohyang. That's so cool. And the Myanmarian embassy people for the DPRK. I mean, so cool. I think it really proves that people-to-people connections really beat politics at the end of the day. Yes, I know. DPRK people can't talk to people from ROK, and that's a big problem, right? But if you're from anywhere else, and you speak the language, you have an open mind, you don't judge, you know the questions to ask, they'll be friendly to you, and they'll give you a free ticket. They'll give you a free juice. They'll take pictures with you. And, and that's part of the reason why I wasn't in there saying oh, can I get an interview with you? Or, oh, can I, take this audio or what? I wasn't snooping around because it was a sign of mutual respect. They were letting me into their space and I had to do my part to respect them. And, afterwards I can just kind of say what I want. But I mean, really, it was just probably the best cap off to what has been a really rough trip for me. Could have possibly been. Here I'm at Shwe One One. I'm at the same restaurant. It's just the only place open that's between here and the hotel that I can get something to eat. The waiters are very nice. Can't complain about some place like this. I've got this beer. It's a Myanmar mug. I don't know if it's Myanmar beer this time. Well, yeah, kind of bitter, but hey, any beer will do at this point. So, I'm going to review the food in a minute. Oh, and one more thing I wanted to say is that the number of fans was 6,000, which is up from 4,000 the last time. So they really turned out, and they really cheered hard, but in the end, 0 goals. Huge shame. Also, I wanted to say during the game, one of the women from the embassy, when all of the fans were leaving, she was like, oh man, that's they're all leaving. Oh, what a sorry sight, because they were getting dominated 3-0. That's life. Anyway, so the meal finally arrived. It came with a little bit of chicken broth, which always gotta love chicken broth. Also came with some vegetables. It's a nice, healthy mix of cauliflower, cabbage, carrot, tofu, spinach, mushroom, everything you need to get that nutrients and power in your system. A little bit greasy, but it's bomb. We've also got this new noodle and egg dish, right? I think it's kind of the same as last time. But again, just enough noodle, just enough vegetables, chicken, egg, got a little bit of a soy sauce flavor to it. Easy. Hits the spot perfect when you need a meal after the match. And of course, pairs great with beer. Anyway, I gave this meal a solid 8 out of 10. Chow the fuck down, get the fuck out of here, get back to the hotel, settle my accounts, wake up and get everything organized in my room, take a shower, ready to wake up at 4 in the morning, get out of Dodge, get back to ROK. Right after I take a picture with Naegohyang, fly back to Seoul. That's life. Well, good morning from the airport, Yangon International Airport. It was not... Heading back to the hotel last night, it started raining really heavily, and I had just left my umbrella at the bag check at the stadium because I thought, I won't need it. It's just one last walk to the hotel. Of course, it starts pouring rain. I just get soaked, and then I come in. And I'm trying to settle the bill and make sure that my laundry is back in my room so that I don't lose it. Because I sent it for a laundry service, almost 3 days ago at that point. And, I settle everything. But then, some guy starts to come up and badger me, about where I'm from. And I'm like, dude, I'm standing here soaked, like 11 p.m. at the hotel counter trying to settle my accounts. Like, you think I really want to have a conversation, like, at this point? I mean, let's have some common sense. I mean, just totally, sometimes people totally ridiculous. Anyway, I just left, went to my hotel room, took a shower, slept, woke up like 3:30 in the morning, got out around 4:20, 4:30, 4:40, something like that. Yeah, and then, I was checking out, like the guy was asleep, so I just left the key card on the counter, and then I just balled out to the airport, got a grab. It took a second to get the taxi, but it went relatively smoothly. To drive into the airport, the taxi driver had to give his national ID card, like literally just to drive past the military blockade in front of the airport, which was super wild. Like, I've never seen that before. I get into the airport, there's a security check just to get into the airport, which, you'll have sometimes in countries with higher security risks. So that was pretty meh. And so, you have to go through that big line. Then you get inside, and the check-in was actually relatively open. I guess I was slightly late or whatever, but I mean, I could have only left like 20 or 30 minutes earlier anyway. So I finished doing that. I have to fill out another, a departure card. You have to have a visa, departure card. You've got to have your ticket. You've got to have your passport all ready, just to get out of the country. It's really a lot of paperwork, things to keep track of. I mean, it's not a lot, but it's it's still more than most places. So, I finally get through that. And then I get through another security check, and now I'm here at this airport. The check-in area, I will say, had the lowest ceilings I've seen in a modern airport. When I was really young, there was this airport called Will Rogers World Airport, Oklahoma City, or even Chicago O'Hare back in the 90s, 2000s. I remember these airports having very low ceilings, but in recent 2000s onward, airports have always tried to have a high ceilings, I think, to give a bigger sense of space, Yeah, just checking out my gate. And yeah, here we are, departing at 7. So, but yeah, that was kind of peculiar. I mean, even this departure terminal, I guess it's just not Seoul, but it feels a little bit of an enclosed space, so to speak.
Anyway, I'm glad to be through all of that, but you know, we've still got a hardcore flight coming up. All right, well, they gave me seat 10D, which means that I have an aisle seat, which as long as, you know, I really do not like aisle seats. I mean, it's like, oh yeah, you can get up, but then it's like, you also have to get up when other people want to get up. And the worst thing is that there's this stupid snack cart, which no one needs. I'm so against in-flight meals. And that snack cart is going to be rolling by and it's going to be bumping me every single fucking time. I'm just like, oh my God. Oh, the snack cart. Oh, I hate the snack cart on flights. I'm just like, just grin and bear it. Just bring your own snacks or grin and bear it. Like, no reason to have this in-flight service. It just inconveniences everyone. There's not enough space. We don't need more space taken up with this silly ass snack cart. One of my biggest pet peeves. But anyway, we'll have an aisle seat. You know, I'm sure we'll get through it. And then it's just into Incheon, and we'll do a last check-in with you there, and then the trip will be complete. So we're almost through. I decided to get a meal before my flight just because I feel so physically weak, and I know I'm not going to eat on the plane. And yeah, I mean, normally I wouldn't eat at a time like this, but I think when you're sick, it's best not to push things, just to eat a little something. I went with the soup. I think I could have done better because I'm noticing more of that traditional soup that I loved. But anyway, this is like a noodle dish. I really should do better about remembering names of things. I don't remember what this is called, but it's a noodle dish. I assume it's going to be pretty good. It's really, the soup is really thick. It's almost like a Jell-O looking. It's wild. It's not very hot, but I think that they've included some spice, like on the side. I think this is spice. Oh yeah, that's spice. Yeah. But as I'm feeling sick, I'm not going to use it. And I got some like leaf, you know. I assume this is like egg, some chicken. It's solid. I also got this Americano. And like normally it's just like, why even review it? But it's so thick. It's way too much. I don't know. It's just like hard to drink. But anyway, that's it for now. We'll see you in Seoul. Just a quick end to this video. I just got back home, didn't have much time to film in Incheon. It was just running from one thing to the next. Flight was okay. I sat on I don't like that they put me on the emergency exit row without me asking. Honestly, because the emergency exit row is always full, I would rather take my chances with just any old window seat and just not have the hassle of having to put up and take down my bag and dealing with the people who are putting up and taking down their bags next to me. Not to mention which I hate having an aisle seat because I always bump into people. And, you know, there's just, and then they've got to request you to get up. I mean, it's just, you know, I mean, maybe ask what your passenger wants. That would have been nice at the check-in desk, but they didn't do any special requests. They just put you wherever. And, you know, I know, I'm complaining about like a exit seat, but I mean, as long as there's enough room for my legs, it's just not that big of a difference for me. Like width would be the big factor for me, just because I hate when I'm sitting with like two men who have really broad shoulders, or I mean, even if it's a woman with broad shoulders or someone whose body is just way too big for the seat. I mean, it's really width, like length, as long as there's enough room for the legs, it doesn't matter. Got back in, stopped by 7-Eleven right before I came back, and then, you know, got spoken to in English for no reason. It's kind of typical here in ROK, kind of aggravating, but, you know, that's life. I'm just happy to be back. Probably going to just rest today and then get back to work tomorrow. Output is going to be a little bit slow while I'm writing my thesis and everything like that. I will do everything I can to be at the quarterfinal wherever it may be in Asia, and hopefully that'll be a crazy good vid for you guys too. So that's all for me. Young Hong. 안녕히 계십시오. 여기는 서울입니다.